If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that sub button for more amazing content. Now, let's jump straight into the video. What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the Bofina One podcast, and I'm your host, Bofina One, and as you guys can tell from the title, everyone's been talking about, as usual when it comes to this time of the year, new year, new me, new this, new that, and so I did kind of get a chance to take a look at one of these articles or see an article that says make those New Year's resolutions stick with simple nutrition changes. And so we all know that's one of the biggest things that people talk about in the New Year's is that's why you see places like, Planet Fitness and LA Fitness, Export, all these different fitness places, they blow up with people coming in to exercise because people are like, hey, it's the new year. I'm going to start eating good and I'm going to start working out and blah, 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 blah. So I just wanted to go through this article here and just, go through it for some of you guys that may be interested in this. So before we get into the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe and make sure to turn on post notifications. So the University of Kentucky Public Relations and Strategic Communication Office provides a weekly health column available for use in reprint by news media. And so they're talking about this. So Lexington, KY, January 9, 2023, New Year, New You, right? It's the time of year when we all make promises to ourselves to improve our health. It's easy to say you're going to swear off sugar, but you might find yourself giving into temptation after a week or two. Making big sweeping changes can be hard to keep up. It might sound counterintuitive, but small changes can have the biggest impact. Here are some tips on how to make a New Year's resolution last all year and beyond. And so this is kind of what I was like more so getting at, is that a lot of time people do tend to make these big, like I said, New Year's resolutions. And, you got to think about it. Like if you've been eating, let's just say donuts for the past 10 years, do you really think you're going to be able to just stop eating donuts like instantly? And so that's what they're kind of saying. Like you should more so wean off of it little by little. Like, oh, instead of eating a donut every day, maybe I'm gonna eat a donut every other day, then maybe only a couple times a week, then once a week, then you know what I'm saying? Like you have to be realistic. I feel like people make these New Year's resolution goals and it's like, bro, it's not realistic. So reflect. You don't have to keep a diary of everything you eat and drink, but pay attention to your eating habits. Do you go for sweets when you're stressed? Do you find yourself snacking when you're bored? By focusing on your behavior around those eating habits, you can find ways to substitute healthy habits. Replace. You can't always avoid or change a stressful situation, but you can change how you cope. If you find yourself eating when you are experiencing an emotion besides hunger, such as boredom or anxiety, try to find a non-eating activity to do instead. If you snack when you're bored, focus your energy on another activity such as going for a walk or calling a friend. Instead of a sugary beverage, drink water instead. Instead of buttery garlic bread at dinner, have an extra serving of vegetables. You don't have to cut out your favorite foods. Instead, focus on making small substitutions whenever you can. Reinforce. Habits take time to develop, so don't get discouraged if you don't see results right away. One day of unhealthy eating isn't going to derail your progress. Setting big, unrealistic goals such as losing 20 pounds in 2 weeks can make you feel defeated and discouraged. Set some small short-term goals. If your long-term goal is to lose 20 pounds, start with some smaller goals such as adding an extra serving of fruit or vegetables to one meal a day or go for a walk after dinner. You'll be surprised how quickly these habits will add up. And so this is something here that's like, interesting. And this is like what I always tell people that, what is the goal, right? Like what are the intermediate steps, right? So you have this big goal of like, hey, I want to lose X amount of pounds, or maybe I want to start saving more money, or maybe I want to start dating. I mean, whatever the case is, what is, the big goal? And then what are like the intermediate goals in the middle that are going to help get you to that big goal? You know what I'm saying? I feel like people tend to make these unrealistic goals. They're like, they see the end goal, but they don't see the intermediate steps, right? And so like for me, I do this every year where I write down certain goals that I know are going to be realistic, that I can realistically see myself achieving. But then underneath each goal, I will write like a sub goal, like, okay, by this time, like let's say I have an in-year goal of, I don't know, like it could just be anything. Like I want to go on a vacation, right? Okay, let's say fall, September, I want to go to here. Okay, well, what is my in the middle goal? Well, my in the middle goals are going to be by this month, I need to have X amount of dollars saved. Okay, well, in order to get to that goal, what other goals do I need to have? Well, every week I need to save X amount of dollars. Every time I get paid, I need to save X amount of dollars, or I need to not go out as much, or I need to do this instead, or you know what I'm saying? Like you have to have like big goals, but sub in the middle goals. And how are you actually going to get there? And also, is it realistic? Like people be making goals that's like, this ain't realistic, you know? So reward, celebrate your success, recognize when you're meeting your goals, and be proud of your progress. Treat yourself to non-food rewards such as fun, outing with friends. Rewards help keep you motivated on the path to better health. And so that's another thing too, is that a lot of time people will get really discouraged because they keep pushing themselves, and then there's no reward. So then they burn out. So you also have to have a balance, and you also have to, I feel like, have grace. And that's something that I've learned, is that when you do have accomplishments, you don't necessarily have to like say every time, oh yeah, every time I make one little thing, I need to go celebrate and get buck wild. No, but you can't just grind. You got to have a vacation. You got to reward yourself, because you'll burn out. And once you burn out, it's really easy to kind of just spiral back into that same thing of like, okay, you kind of, as people would say, you fall off the wagon. You know, you like how you see a lot of people, they go really hard at the gym in the beginning of the year, and then they kind of just spiral out of control. And then next thing you know, you're like, hey, I haven't seen you in the gym in quite a few weeks. And so because they didn't give themselves, you know, some time to rest, maybe they set unrealistic goals. Like, you know, you have a lot of people that start off in the beginning of the year and they want to work out every day of the week, but they haven't been to the gym in 5+ years. That's not realistic. Their goal should probably be, hey, maybe I'm gonna go to the gym once a week, and then kind of get accustomed to that, do that for a month or two. Okay, I feel pretty good. Maybe I'm gonna make it twice a week, you know, like, you have to make them realistic goals. Like, it's like they said, a habit, you have to do something, I think, for at least 30 days before it becomes a habit. So if you haven't been going to the gym, or you haven't been doing whatever it is that you're trying to achieve for more than, you know, it's been years you haven't done it, like, how do you expect to just snap into it and stay committed to it, right? Just because it's the new year, because the year and the date changed. But let me know your guys' thoughts about this down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.